Hello. How is everyone this morning? Maybe afternoon if you're on the East Coast, earlier morning if you are on the West Coast. I'm more towards the west, out here in Utah, and I'm excited to come on the Redesign with Prima live today with you guys. Sorry, I'm adjusting this a little bit because I have kind of a fun and different project I'm working on. So I thought it would be fun to come on here and share with you guys. All right. I am Chelsea Evans, and I am the owner and furniture artist on Apple Blossom Way. And today I'm going to show you how to do a little bit of wall art with stick and style stencils. So this is kind of a fun thing to do. If you, first of all, tell me your name, where you're from. I always love to see kind of where our lives reach and hear from you guys. And then second of all, if you've ever used the Redesign with Prima stick and style stencils, then drop me your favorite one in the comments too. So maybe I haven't tried one that I need to try. All right. Today I'm going to be using the irregular triangles. This one's the irregular triangles, and then I think this one's the arrows. I'll double check on the name of that one. I don't have the box for it, and I forget the names. But I will leave both names in the comments for you guys so you will know. So this is my little boy's room, and we just have a striped plain wall. Well, I guess stripes aren't plain, but it's been striped for a long time, and I decided we needed to add something fun to it for him. So we are going to do kind of an Aztec design. Now, my inspiration for this came from these really cool blankets that I found for my boys. Isn't that cool print? And they have like lots of bright colors. I just love the design. And these blankets go on their beds. And so I thought it would be fun to do something similar and kind of tie it in. So I've just cut down the stick and style stencils to create a pattern. All right. You can use any stick and style stencil you want. Like I said, I used two different ones to create this, and I cut them down. The irregular triangle stencil, they come in rolls like this. If you haven't seen the stick and style stencils, come in a roll, and I saved a little piece. And they're really sticky. You can reuse them several times, which is really nice. I've used these. I've been resticking them to the wall over and over again to get the design down just right. But the nice thing is I can paint over the top of this, and then I can peel it off, and then I can create the design again. And I think I want to create a total of 3 of this design. So the good news is I will be able to use it 3 times because they're so sticky. So I'll just move it to my next section where I want it, paint it, and then move it to my last section. Ooh. All right, so this is what the stencils look like. They're just in a row like this. Some are wide like this, and then some are not quite as wide. They're a lot smaller. You could use any stencil you want. They have polka dots. Polka dots are super cute, and there's 2 different sizes of polka dots, so there's larger ones and smaller ones. That would make a really cute border around a wall, or if you have like a wainscoting or beadboard, and then you did the polka dot stencil just above that, that would be really cute to break it up. I really love this one. I think this is the Tea Rose Garden stick and style stencil. So this would be really beautiful on any wall. It would be really cute in a little girl's room too, or in a bathroom. That would be very cute. So think outside furniture for a minute and think of what you can do to use these in a different way, like on a wall. All right, so now that I have mine all cut up and pieced out into the design that I want, we are gonna add some paint. So I was going to cut this out and piece it with you guys, but I'm sure glad I didn't, because about 3 hours later, I finally got it how I wanted it. So we have it placed. Now I'm going to be using a few different colors. I'm gonna be using black. I am going to be using probably turmeric, which is a very deep yellow, like a dirty mustard yellow. And then probably add in some of these. So these are the Redesign with Prima chalk pastes. God, that keeps catching on my brights. There we go. The Redesign with Prima chalk paste. This one is Neptune, and this one's Province. So I thought adding just a little bit of a blue and kind of like a greenish teal would be pretty in it. So let's try it. And I'm not sure if you guys are here, just drop a comment for me. I'm not seeing the comments, so I just want to make sure I'm not missing them, because I want to see what you guys have to say. Okay, let's start with black first. I think I'm going to go black in the center and maybe part of the design, and then I'll kind of blend the other colors. And then if you guys can hear okay, let's try that. Okay, so for my black, I'm just going to use straight up black, just Wise Owl black. And I am going to put my gloves on. I don't really need to wear them, but I'm going to put them on because I might blend some of the color a little bit. So that way I can actually blend with my finger right over the stick and style stencil, which I think would be kind of cool. I don't worry about it being absolutely perfect on there, because when I'm done, I am, as I typically do, I'm going to distress it so it gives it like a worn look. Yeah, I'm not seeing any comments, so I'm sorry if you guys are commenting. I will respond when I finish my live. If you have questions, please ask them anyways, and I'll respond after. Okay, so you can use a sponge to apply your paint. You could use your finger, you can use a spatula. Little rubber spatulas are really great to use. Whatever is easy for you to use. I'm just going to use a little brush. So this is an R12 Clean On brush. My brushes are very well used and well loved. All right, I like this. I like using a brush like this because it's firm and you can stipple with it, so it will help to give you cleaner lines. So we'll just start right in the middle. I think I'll just go black, and anywhere that my paint goes is where the color is going to come off on my design. So I'm going to move you guys forward just a little bit. Because I think it's fun when you can see better what's going on. Okay, and then I don't use too much on my brush, just enough to get the color on, but I don't want it to bleed, so I just use a very small amount just right out of the can lid. And I just make sure that my stencil's on there really good, and then I'll just stipple it. You could also use the little brushes from Redesign with Prima, the wax brushes. That would be a great brush to use because they're very firm and you can stipple with them. But this would be a great way to camouflage imperfections. So I teach a faux brick class, and one of the gals in my classes has a old paneled wall, you know, the old wood paneled walls, and she did the faux brick right over the top using the Redesign with Prima stencil, and you can't even tell it's wood paneling anymore. Such a smart idea, instead of having to take that down. So I think we should just pull this all off at the end, and then we can see what it's going to look like. I think that would be kind of fun. So we will just get it painted, and then you guys can see it. If you're picky about exactness, you want to measure these out. All right, let's see. So I think let's do black here on these, and then we'll start adding some color in. And some of these are pretty tight, so I'll have to be careful. Oops. And depending on the type of paint you use, you might need to apply it thicker or you can apply it thinner. And I'm sorry for those of you that are just tuning in. My comments are not working for some reason on this live, so I can't see your comments. But please comment anyways, and I will respond after if you have questions. Another thing that's nice about, that I'm going to distress just with fine sandpaper is that, let's see here, is that if I don't have to stipple it on perfectly either, I don't have to fully fill it. And so it's more forgiving that way too. Maybe hop over here and do this. You guys can see. So if you are applying this over a wall that's already been painted, make sure the paint has dried for a couple days, or even fully cured paint is ideal, so that you are not pulling off your paint when you apply the stick and style stencils. If your paint's wet, it will pull it off. Or maybe if it's only been dry for a couple of hours, then you could have issues. So make sure that you let your paint fully dry or fully cure. This paint has been on here for well over a year, so. All right. This will be our most tedious part. The colors will go a little bit faster because I'm going to apply those differently, and I'm going to blend them. When using the whole stick and style stencils, you don't have tiny edges like this. So you can actually just run your brush over the stencil. Makes it a little bit easier. Okay, cool. All right, so, well, let's see. What do you guys think? Oh, I can't see your comments, darn it. I was gonna ask you what you... Well, let's do black here, and then the rest we'll do in full color. I think blending, especially on this design, when you can blend two colors, it looks really rad. You guys will like that. So, this will be a little faster right here, because we can kind of, I can... pull the paint right through it. A smarter way, see, I told you guys I had to move these stickers around several times. Took me a long time to plan out my design. A better way might have been to just have regular pieces of paper and kind of just rough hand the design that I'm doing here on those pieces of paper, and then tape them up on the wall, and then I can move them around with tape or sticky notes to kind of plan it. And then when I apply the stickers to the wall, I'm not, constantly removing them and replacing them. But I did replace each one probably 5 times, so that kind of shows you how well these stick. They work really well, so. And then another fun thing to do after I get this done, and if I distress it, if the colors I choose are a little bit too bright and I don't love it, then I can go over the top with a glaze, and I can glaze the whole wall and tone it all down. It's going to give it a rustic and a very authentic aged look, which would look really cool on a wall too. So think about that. I typically go a little bit brighter with the intention that I may glaze it and tone it down. So I'm just grabbing a bag here for my brush. All right, cool. So let's add some color. I'm going to do a little bit of this turmeric. This is from Wiesel, and then we'll use some of the chalk paste too from Redesign with Prima. So it's a really bright yellow, but it's kind of a mustard tone. I'm going to do that because some of the pillows that I have in my boys' room have what? Turmeric on them. Pretty rad, huh? So then we'll be able to keep our pillows, don't have to replace them. Okay, so let's see. Oh, I do have a Prima. So this is one of the Art Basics brushes from Redesign with Prima. These are awesome for waxes, and they're really great for chalk pastes or the paint I'm going to add right now. So let's see. Let's add a little in here and here, and then we'll start grabbing these other colors. So you can see that's really sturdy. It'd be nice to stipple with. And I do the same. I kind of unload my brush, offload it, so there's not a lot of paint on it. And then I'll just kind of pull it through here. And then this will kind of help to tie in that. My pillows. I don't want to be in your way, so I'll try and stay back on this part. Go. And the nice thing about leaving these, I mean, you can peel them off when they're wet. I don't have to wait till they're dry. But it's kind of nice for this project especially, because I'm applying it so thin, to leave it a little bit longer, let it dry, and then I can apply, you know, more than one coat to it. Probably a good idea to have a wet rag handy in case you go over. If you're cutting your designs and you have tight edges like mine do, then you can wipe them off the wall. But somebody didn't think about that, did she? All right, let's add a tiny bit here and here on our end corners, and then we'll grab some of the chalk paste and add some of that color in. And I'll probably mix these arrows a little, so we'll just do them kind of rough. Okay, cool. All right, so let's grab our chalk paste. Remember, I have Neptune, which is kind of a bright teal, and then Provence, which is a more muted blue color. I think they'll look really great on this. Well, I hope they will. In my mind, they're gonna look good. I'll show you the color. All right, so this is another cool thing. I love this. I said you can apply it with like a little rubber spatula. If you're out of rubber spatulas, I mean, if you were doing a big project, you could even use like a mixing spatula from your kitchen. You can get those cheap at the dollar store. But these brushes I really like. These are also from Redesign with Prima. They're Art Basics brushes. Cool thing about these, they come in a set. I think there's 4, and there's a few different sizes, packages you can get. But the bottoms, they're 2-sided. So you can use the brush on the top, and they're all different brush sizes and angles. And then on the bottom, it has like a little rubber bottom attachment. So you can do cool designs if you're using like 3D paste, or you just need a rubber spatula to apply your chalk paste. These are really cool to use. And each one has a different design. These two are pretty similar. You can see the designs are just a little bit different. And then some of the other brushes have like a pointed edge. So these are cool to look into if you haven't tried them. They're pretty nifty. All right. So this is Neptune. And you can see it is a paste. It's not runny like paint. Oh goodness. And we'll use one of my spatulas. And actually, I'm going to open the Provence color too, because we can blend them, which I think will look pretty cool. So, and this is Provence. So it's kind of a really pretty, the little blue flower. What are those called? Looks kind of like that color. You guys know what I'm talking about? All right. So we'll just take some of our paste right on the edge there, and then we can start applying. So see how nice and easy that is? It's pretty quick to apply with this. I think I'll kind of blend these two, so I'll just, and they blend really beautifully. Colors, if this wasn't my boys' room and I didn't have such bold colors, I love using, like, they have a real pale pink, almost like a flesh pink color. That would be really pretty to blend with this. So kind of think about that when you're choosing colors. They don't have to be 2 shades of green or 2 shades of the same. It's really beautiful to blend purples with this color, or really light pinks will blend with almost anything. So. Okay, let's see. Where else should we put it? Let's see. Probably a little in here. Maybe a little here. And that's when my rag would have come in handy. But I don't worry about that. You can always touch up your little spots. Okay, now I'm going to take my Provence, which is that beautiful, really pale blue. Not really pale, but like purple blue, intense. And I'm just going to smear it right in to the green and kind of overlap them and let them blend. This gives a really cool effect. And you know, something else that would be really cool to do with these is if you want to make like a mountain scene, you could totally cut these out and shape a mountain scene out of them, and then you can blend your paints. And even if you don't fully cover it, like I said before, this is a great time to experiment with that too and leave some edges not covered to give a distressed look if you're worried about sanding over what you've done. Just don't fully cover it. This reminds me of my oil painting days in college. I had the coolest professor. She was really rad. My grandma used to teach oil painting. She used to teach art classes at it was UVU back in the day, which is Utah. Now it's a university, Utah Valley University, but it used to be a state college, and she taught painting. I would have loved to have taken from her. But no, I took from another professor who was really awesome. And That was really fun. All right, cool. Okay, and I can even come over my yellow if I wanted to. I mean, what am I gonna get, a green? Blue and yellow, I'm gonna get a green. Okay, maybe that would be kind of cool to come in. I mean, it's too dry, it might be too dry, but it might be kind of cool to kind of blend it back a little. We'll see how that looks. We'll all find out together. Okay, let's add a little bit on these edges so we kind of tie it in, and we'll decide what to put here, and we'll peel it all off. You guys can see the magic. Oh, yay, Sharon, I can finally see a comment. Thank you. Yes, they can be wiped off and reused. Which is really nice and ideal for, I should have just made this wider for you guys, ideal for when you are going to be reusing it several times, so you don't have to keep cutting the same wall design out. But for 3 times, it's perfect for that. Okay, cool. Let's add some color here and peel it off. And then I'll let you guys go, and you can go and try your own things. All right, let's see. I have another color I was thinking about using. Iron oxide. I think I'm going to, because I think if I glaze the wall and then I have my iron oxide in it, I think that's going to look really rad. So iron oxide is a color that I created through Wise Owl. It is the Apple Blossom signature color. I use it to create rusty finishes, things like that. Oh, thank you, Jose. All right. So let's add some on our little arrows here. I really hope this is going to turn out, you guys, because it's going to be real embarrassing if it doesn't work. I kind of had the thought that maybe I should do one before I just tried it with you guys. But that wouldn't be any fun. And then, as always, I will post pictures. Okay, this is our last swing to the side, I promise you guys. I will post pictures of the finished product so you can all see it once it's dried and we've distressed and glazed and all that jazz. You could even come over these after and you could add like highlights and shading. You could do things like that, which would look really cool, I think, if you wanted lots to add dimension. So peel them off and then you're going to go back in, and that's when you're going to add like your shading and your highlights. And you can do these over top of a transfer. It would be cool. I think especially love this one. I think it'd be really cool to do a floral transfer. And then have this going down the top of it or something. It'd look really wild. Be pretty cool. Give you a new look. All right, cool. Okay, let's peel it off. Let's check it out. Fingers crossed. All right. Okay, I'll move you back so you guys can see all of it. There we go. Okay. All right. It's the moment of truth. Yeah, for sure. Okay. So I'm going to start from where I painted first, and then I'll peel out from there so that I know I'm taking the driest parts. And you'll notice when I peel it, I'm just going to gently set it to the side so when I do my next design, I can move it over. and then we did these. Oh, that looks awesome! I love it! I'll come up closer too so you guys can see it a little bit closer. I just want you to be able to see all the colors together. That's gonna be cool. Love the black with the stripes. I think that's kind of cool looking. And you can mix and match. So like I said, I mix and match these stencils, and you can mix and match them any way you like. Let's see, I think I did these. Whoop, I guess that one's gonna come with it. Let's keep it together. Oh, that looks cool. It's like an arrow design. You guys see that? That's pretty rad. I love it. Okay, we'll do this side. Oh, I like how those blended too. That looks cool. Yeah, heck yeah. It's exciting when like you have an idea and it works, you know? All right, let's do these ones. Oh yeah, I'm loving it. This would be so cool on a t-shirt. So you can see I used these on mine, and you can use bleach, and you can bleach out designs too. Hi Priya, how's it going? And I got a little over, that's okay. Like I said, it's not gonna matter once I'm done. That's so cool. I love it. How fun. All right, we're almost there. All right, 2 more. What are you guys thinking? You like it? I know it looks a little like the colors aren't super blended in some places, but when I'm finished, it's all gonna be cohesive. Oh yeah, I like that. I think that's cool. Okay, there it is. All right, let me take you a little closer and show you. So you can see our colors we've blended here. This was the Wisel Turmeric and then the Provence. It's a little brighter blue than what it's showing you. It's looking a little darker. And we've got our black and iron oxide. The black designs in the center, and then our blending here. You can kind of see how the pastes blend together. So it kind of gives like an ombre effect. This would be super cool to do with metallic paints. Or I could even add metallic waxes over top. But metallic paints would look really cool. This would be amazing with a black wall, with like the Wisel heavy metal paints, gold paint, silver paint, the mercury would be super rad. So think about what you can do. And I'm gonna keep going with my design a couple more times, glaze the wall down, bring it all together, and post pictures when I'm done. Hope you guys have a great day. See ya.